Hey, Thabreakmaster here, and let's talk anime. So this is week 3, episode 3, and we here. I'm gonna be talking about 2 shows today. These are the 2 shows I'm gonna be primarily talking about on Let's Talk Anime from here on out. There might be other shows here and there, but these are the 2 shows that will consistently stay on Let's Talk Anime, and that is Erased and Ajin. When it comes to the Showa Rakugo show, that show, I'm not dropping it or anything like that. It's just more so that I want to just enjoy it. I want to watch it as opposed to just talk about and all that stuff. And I will make a full anime review once it's done. And same thing with like other shows like the High Grimgar show. But though that show right there, I'm more than likely gonna drop it for now and pick it back up later, if that. Because honestly, I'm not really feeling that show too much. It's like really down to earth, but it's just kind of like, I don't know, because it's so down to earth and it just feels like it feels slow and I don't really care for the characters too much at this point. I don't know. Something about it is just not really appealing to me right now. But like I said, I might pick it back up later and may do a full minute review on that. But let's get into the shows I want to talk about today. So when it comes to Erased episode here, episode 3, this is another good episode. Very interesting stuff going on here. We actually get to see some of the physical abuse that the girl was going through, and I'm not gonna lie, that was very hard to watch. I don't know. I don't like seeing kids getting hurt like that. I mean, yeah, it's animated and all that, but still, it makes you feel a certain type of way, and it makes me want to just put my hands on them. I don't like, stop. You don't hurt these kids like that, and it's really messed up. It's like, what did this little girl do to make you this upset that you're harming her like this? Like, calm yourself. And then the thing is, the way she tries to heal the little girl is by drowning her in ice cold water to try to make the bruises disappear. Like, no, you're gonna kill her that way. And the frick father's just sitting there like, don't waste all the ice now. I'm like, oh God, it makes me so mad. That's like, that scene really got to me. Like, that crap really got to me. I really didn't like that. But the silver lining in the episode, though, for me, was when the main character here took that girl to go see this little tree, because he's all talking about a whole Christmas tree and everything like that. And he's pretty much showed this tree here. It's not really a Christmas tree or anything like that, but it was just like a nice moment, because it's the first time we see this girl like genuinely smile. Like, she genuinely smiled there. I was like, bruh, we don't ever see that from this girl, because she's always so gloomy and sad, and I can't blame her because of all the crap that she has to go through. So it's just like, that was a nice little moment right there, and I really appreciated that. It's kind of interesting too that they had this whole not lying to each other thing, but the main character lies to her, and then she ended up have inadvertently had to lie to him because of the situation that she was in because of her freaking mother's, like, because he ended up asking where'd all bruises come from and everything, and she's like, go ahead and tell her, go ahead and tell him where all the bruises come from, and she's like, she fell, and it's just like, nah. And it's like the whole moment right there. It's like, oh, you kind of feel that weight there. It's like this, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, I like this characterization. I like this development that we're having here, and this connection that we have between these 2 characters. And we see this bond really going in strong with these 2 here. And you can tell he really wants to save this girl. Also, I'm going to take note of the teacher that was in this episode as well. He's very observant, and he actually already called Child Protective Services and other stuff like that. And he had to get some concrete evidence to show that the mother is harming her child and everything like that. So they have people gonna come over to pretty much in this whole situation that she's going through, but the problem is she dies before that time, so he needs to save her so that her life can be better, because it will be better once all this crap gets passed, and he can save this girl if he can, though, because he did actually repeat a scenario that happened back then when he was actually racing on the racetracks, or he's racing against someone, and this kid he gets really upset after he ends up barely winning, because he's supposed to be on the track team, he's supposed to be fast and stuff, but this boy, he got the speed. The main character got the speed though, and he was all going in, he could have won, but then he's like, nah, what would happen if I win? and I don't know if that's gonna be the right choice. And so he backs off a little bit and lets him win and everything. And then he gets upset. But that's the whole thing, though. He got upset before, back in the day, back in that time when he wasn't a kid. I mean, actually, when he was a kid, he got upset. So it's just like he remembers that, and he's like, oh wait, maybe I should have done that. So he needs to watch what he's doing here, because he might start doing the same type of mistakes, and we're doing the same repeats, and then the girl ends up getting dead, and then there ain't nothing he can do at this point. Because I don't think it's gonna just go back in time again. I mean, does the power work like that? I don't know. Like I said, I feel like it's a one-time deal here, and he has 11 days to do so, because he found out when her birthday was, which is the same day as his birthday. So he pretty much knows when she will die. So he needs to figure out how to get this whole situation done, and I'm hoping he can find a way to do so, because this show could actually just turn out to be very, very dreadful and sad, and to a point where, hey, the girl actually just still ends up dying, and there's nothing he can do. Like, I would like to see a happy ending, but you know how anime can be sometimes. Yeah, so we'll have to see how this whole thing goes. But I'm very interested in this show so far. It's really, really intriguing, and I'm just loving the characterization for these characters here, and I'm just loving the plot so far, and everything about the show is really going in the right direction. So Erased is that show to watch this season here. So last show I want to talk about here today is Ajin. This second episode, I have to say, is a lot better than the first episode. The first episode, I was just kind of like, I was like iffy about the show, and I heard a lot of hype about it, and the first episode just didn't really do it for me. I was looking for something more and something different. The second episode, though, gave me just what I was looking for, and I'm very interested now to what's going on with this whole thing. What's going on with this Ajin? Does the Ajin have like a mind of its own in a way? Like, how does it necessarily appear out of the character? Like, what are the stipulations exactly? Because I'm not exactly sure what's going on, because in this episode, pretty much Kei inadvertently kind of killed two people. Like, because his Ajin came out and then pretty much stopped these two that were kind of like bugging them, because they were trying to capture Kei, because Kei has pretty much a bounty on his head at the moment, and people are trying to go after him and everything like that. So yeah, those two suckers are really going hard on the paint with him trying to get him and everything like that. And yeah, at the end of the day, they end up getting killed because the Ajin pretty much stopped them on their tracks, on the train tracks. I made a pun. And then he got ran over and then he died. And yeah. But he doesn't really know what exactly happened. He just knew there was an explosion. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like they're connected, but they're not. So I'm curious what is going on with Ajin exactly. And like, how does it get summoned? Because it seems like he can also, use some of Ajin's power, because he ends up screaming in this episode, and he ends up freezing his opponents, the people that are coming after him and everything. Though his best friend, Kai, didn't actually get frozen. The question is, why is that? Because apparently humans are supposed to be affected by that, and they momentarily freeze when they do that scream and everything. But why didn't Kei get affected exactly? Maybe he could have like nullified the effect for him per se, like to not hit Kai with it, or we don't really know what the whole stipulation is exactly, because we don't know. That's the only thing we know when it comes to the power of the Ajin so far, because there's still a lot of mystery going on with the Ajins, and apparently there's like 47 of them out there currently right now too. So like I said, there's a lot of mystery, a lot of things going on. There's a lot of questions that I have at this point in time, and I'm very curious of what's going on with the Ajins, because I don't know what's going on, and I'm looking for more answers here, and I can't wait to see more like what's going on with all this, because apparently they do seem to be immortal. There's this freaking video where this dude just constantly keeps shooting this Ajin dude, and constantly kept shooting him, and he kept coming back, and he kept killing him. It's just like, humans are cruel, like we are very cruel. We can do some really messed up things, and you wonder who the real monsters actually are. It always makes you wonder, like all these shows that do this kind of thing, from Tokyo Ghoul to this and other series like that, when we have an opposing force that can go against us humans and everything like that, we seem to be more demonic, to be more evil than the people that are here, than the opposing force. Like it's just so odd that this trend constantly keeps happening and everything like that. But at the same time, we humans do some pretty messed up things, so it's not really too far-fetched, not too far off from what we could possibly do. Because we are also curious souls, and we would like to experiment on things, and Yeah, it's stupid. That's why K doesn't want to get captured, because they know they're gonna experiment on him, and they're gonna try to freaking kill him constantly. And the thing is here, though he can't die, he still feels pain. So he will feel the pain of dying every time, and that's a fate worse than death. I have to say, there's more things more terrible than death itself, and that's one of them. So yeah, so this was a really good episode. I really did enjoy it. I'm very intrigued at this point of what's going on and everything like that in the world of Ajin. So leave your comments below and tell me what you think of these two shows here today. Like this video and subscribe if you want to see some more Let's Talk Anime from me, the Breakmaster, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Until then, people, break out.